So,
Wonderful.
okay, great. Firstly, thank you, Shiva and Disha, for doing this. All of our students, most of them are here, especially, we have students here in grades 11 and 12. We just thought they keep hearing about IELTS and TOEFL from us all the time, and we just wanted to break it down for them, make it, we just thought, Shiva, you're the best person that we could think of who can actually orient them and let them know what this whole fuss is all about, what are these tests all about. And to all the students here, Shiva sir here is a communication skills trainer, and he has helped many students over the last so many years with exams like IELTS, TOEFL, PTE. Of course, he's associated with UC, which is why he's here. And I'll let you, Shiva, do the rest of the introduction.
Thank you, Ragini. Okay, now I have some questions. Like, is there a fuss about IELTS, or like, what's the problem with it? Is there something that worries the students?
Oh, yes. Because, yeah, I think, just like the SAT, I think all tests worry students. Even though from what I've noticed, once they've appeared for the test, they just find it so easy. And then
Right.
that's when they, encourage their other peers, ki, nahi, ho jayega, it's not a big deal. And I think especially after the SAT, this feels like a cakewalk. But I think it's just that they've heard it so many times. I think it's important for them to know that
Of course, I
it's
agree,
manageable.
totally agree. And they must have felt this in their daily life also. Until and unless they are prepared for a test, they cannot really take it and score well in it. But okay, I have a question. Like, this session is for the students, right? Why can't I see them? Why are the cameras off? Come on, please turn on your cameras. It's
Yes, that'll be nice if we can just,
yeah. All of
see
you,
you
please,
all.
all of you. I need to interact with you guys. That's how we can get the best out of this session. So please turn on all your cameras. Nandini, Ayushi, Naisha. Hi Tejas. Hi
Hi.
Ayushi. Hi Nandini. Karan, can't see you. Namrata, Fatima, would be great if you also can pitch in.
Yes, I would love to, Shiva. It's just that my network is not supporting me right now. I'll try in between, yeah?
Okay, all right, all right. Karan, I can't see you yet. Hi Ranveer.
Hi.
Cameras on, please. Everyone, please. Cameras on.
I've joined on my phone because my laptop is not
That's
working
okay,
at the
not a
time.
problem. Just need to see you and interact. Okay, all right. I think everyone is here. Cool. So, guys, this is not going to be a typical GYAN session. I will be interacting with you throughout and will be asking you questions, and I'll need answers. Now, if some of you consider yourselves an introvert, or you don't like interacting in public, I am sorry, but that won't work here. If you stay quiet for too long, I'll ask you the maximum questions. Yeah. Sorry, but that's how I work. Because it's for communication skills and we need to communicate in order to learn, right? Okay, so let's start with the basics. I'll share my screen quickly. Namrata, you'll need to allow
Recording
me.
in progress.
Yes, Shiva. The rights have been
Okay,
given.
thank
Please
you.
check.
Thanks. Great. I hope my screen is visible, right?
It is, yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So let's begin with the basics. A very warm welcome to all of you and thank you for joining. I hope to make this session as fruitful as possible for all of you. And in order to do that, I'll need to understand your concerns and how you feel about English proficiency and English tests in general so that I can guide you in the best possible manner. Okay, so let's start with some casual things. काम की बात थोड़ी सी देर बात करेंगे. Let's start with something casual. Share your thoughts. The first question is, what matters usually in English language tests? When you appear for them in school or somewhere else, what is checked often? Please unmute and let me know. Yes, Ayushi, please go ahead.
Is it
Does it involve speaking, reading, writing? I think it is all that matters when it
Right.
comes to English language tests. And
Okay.
much more, I think listening as well.
Yes, yes. And okay, someone else. They just did Ayushi miss something?
No, but I just want to add on to that. What about English quality, as in the way you speak?
Do you mean fluency, pronunciation?
Yes.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, great, great. Anything else?
Hmm. No.
Anyone who thinks that vocabulary is important?
Vocabulary actually plays a lot of importance when it comes to speaking and
Okay.
writing as well, maybe because it enhances the quality of the sentences and maybe shortens the meaning of something, or maybe when we're trying to explain something, it tries to make it much more elegant, I would say.
Enhance the way you use
Enhance.
some words,
Yes.
right? Agreed. So you have listed down everything, almost everything that matters in all English proficiency tests. You said listening, reading, writing, speaking, vocabulary, as well as how you use the words, which is the grammar, right? So these are the 6 areas that you need to pay attention to. Okay, now coming back to the questions. Who all in this room are fond of reading? Okay, they just Ayushi, all right, all right. Anyone else? I can't see everyone in on my screen, so if you raise your hands, that will help me. I can see Tejas and okay, Ranveer. Ranveer, thank you for sharing. And Nandini, what do you like, movies or books?
Movies.
Movies, okay. Naisha,
Books.
books, all right. Which book are you currently reading?
It's a fiction book. It's by Henry H. Neff. It's Roman Academy.
Okay, all right. I don't really know much about it, but thank you for sharing. That helps me identify who all are readers. Ayushi, what are you reading these days?
Currently, I'm not reading anything
Mhm.
since I have a lot of things going on, like my exams and everything. But I'm
Okay.
planning to read a Russian literature once my exams get over.
Leo Tolstoy?
Not really. Dostoevsky. I don't know how to pronounce that. Dostoevsky.
Okay,
Dostoevsky.
okay. All right, great. Cool, thank you. Now I know who all likes to read. All right. People who are movie buffs, please raise your hands. Quickly, come on. All right, great, great. Now, Ranveer, quickly share which was the last movie that you really loved.
I just rewatched the Dark Knight Rises series,
Okay. All right, all
the
right.
trilogy, and I mean it's one of my favorites.
Okay, awesome, awesome choice. And I love that movie. But tell me, do you use subtitles while watching movies?
Not really. I
Okay.
prefer not to, but if it's too hard to understand, then I turn them
When Bane speaks, don't you need subtitles?
on. Yeah, I think in the third movie I did use subtitles, but otherwise I managed.
All right, great. Nandini, how about you? Which movie and with or without subtitles?
The last movie I watched was Shutter Island, and
Okay.
I the same thing. I use it when needed. Otherwise, I can manage without it.
So you turn them on for a brief moment.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Shutter Island is an amazing movie. I need to watch it again. Thank you for suggesting. Okay, so this question I asked this because again I want to know something. Do you think subtitles are helpful in the long run?
Yeah.
Yes.
How? Why?
Sometimes it can increase like your reading speed and because even if you're not actively trying to read the subtitles, you're subconsciously you are reading them. So it's like you're kind of practicing reading even when you don't think you are.
Okay, okay. So it helps with your reading skills. Okay, I agree. Anything else that it helps with?
When we are watching some movies, like let's say Pride and Prejudice or Bridgerton or something like that, so what they use are they use some really good words and vocabulary, which
Okay,
might help us in
yes.
the long run. So
Hmm.
I think that is something subtitles can help us with.
Jane Austen does use some difficult
Good
words,
words.
complex words,
Yes.
which are difficult, not very common, and you need subtitles for that. All right. Okay, but should we keep the subtitles on for every movie or every video? No, why not?
mean, it depends. I think because it's honestly a default system in my laptop. So whenever I need it, I read the subtitles, but when it's not required, so I just leave it. I don't really read it most of the
Okay.
time.
Okay. All right. All right. So I asked this question because I do ask my students to watch videos or movies without subtitles. That is because that helps you with your listening skills. Even if there's something complex, some complex words or some difficult to understand information shared, you might replay the audio twice or thrice in order to get it, but you won't have it served ready on the platter through subtitles. Yeah. So even if you are interacting with someone in real life and they use some uncommon words, you can ask them to repeat. But of course, you won't have the luxury of subtitles over there. So I'll suggest from now on, you turn off subtitles for good. Okay. That's why I come to the next question. That's how I come to the next question. Podcasts. Who all love watching or listening to podcasts? Okay, Ranveer loves everything, man. Okay. A man of varied interests. Okay, Ayushi and Tejas as well. Okay, Tejas, what do you like listening to? Who's your favorite podcaster?
I like to listen to these business wars podcasts.
Okay, who's the host?
I keep forgetting the name, but I remember the content. Basically, Business Wars is this podcast where they talk about the history of two rivaling companies
Okay,
or founders,
all right.
like Nike versus Adidas.
Okay, okay, awesome. Sounds very interesting. All right.
Trust me, it's very entertaining.
Hmm.
Listen to it while driving long distances. It's so good.
Okay, all right. I'll keep that in mind. Cool. So podcasts again help us enhance our listening skills without because they come without subtitles mostly. And yes, it helps us engage in the conversation much better as compared to watching a video or a movie, right? Okay, typing or writing? Please share your answers in the chat. T or W? What do you prefer more? T, W, W, T. Okay, W. We have a mixed audience. Okay, more people like writing by hand. Hmm. Okay. All right. All right. And this is because in the IELTS test you are given both options to either type or write because W is the winner. Writing is fun. Okay. All right. Now this assumption or this belief of yours might change when it comes to the IELTS test because there you get a time bound writing task where if you have to edit something you won't have the luxury of either erasing it or doing anything else, and if you end up scribbling it disturbs your presentation. So that's why I suggest students that you type. In fact, try both of them, and if you are able to do it in time and in quality, go for that option which helps you. All right, now moving on to the next one. Any people here who never commit grammatical errors? Perfectionists? कोई गलती नहीं होती राइटिंग में, स्पीकिंग में? Anyone here who commits no mistakes in in grammar? Nobody? Thank you for being honest. I sometimes get weird responses, but when I ask them to actually write a paragraph I see a load of mistakes. So all right, what do you like more, writing or speaking, and why? Who would like to share? What's better, writing or speaking? Please raise your hands. What helps you communicate better? Come on, come on. Okay, Ayushi has not spoken for a long time. Ayushi, please unmute. Please share your thoughts.
I think a mixture of both, honestly, because I'm an
Ah,
extroverted person. Actually, I'm an ambiverted person, so I think I'm okay with both. I'm good with both.
all right. Depends on the situation.
Yes, it depends upon the situation.
Okay,
I
all
think
right.
I think it's depending on the people that I'm talking to.
Hmm. Right, right,
Because like
right.
if it's in my close like circle of friends, then it's like if then it's speaking. But like
Okay.
if it's in a group of people who I have no idea who they are, I'd rather write.
So, what will you do if you are in a meeting in a room full of strangers? How will you interact
If
then?
I need to, I will speak, but
Uh,
writing I find easier because yeah,
because writing allows you the time to think,
yeah.
frame your sentences. Yeah. Okay, all right, all right. And number three, do you look forward to English tests at school? Is that a yes?
Yes, mostly related to debates or writings, I do.
Okay, okay.
No.
Ranveer, yes? No? Why not?
They're just like some of the stuff, like I don't really enjoy writing essays as much.
Okay. So the problem is with essays, and what about literature? Is that
No,
good?
like essays are fine. I don't like analyzing stuff like literature terms.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Tejas, what do you feel about it?
Unlike English tests, only if their writing analysis tasks aren't too complex for me.
Okay. And why is that?
Well, let's just say I don't like to analyze something which is extremely difficult for
Hmm.
me to understand. It
Okay. That
makes
again
it
depends on the
even
question, right?
more.
Hmm.
Hmm?
That depends on the question, but how about literature? Is that good?
I honestly,
Uh, yes.
All right. Karan, what do you think about it?
About English test?
Sorry?
About English test?
Yes. Do you look forward to them?
No.
No. Why not?
Mm, I don't get good marks. That's why.
And which part do you dislike in the English test?
The writing part.
Writing part. English tests in school are all about writing, man. You can't escape writing. Okay, all right. Let's see what we can do about it. Naisha, what do you feel?
I've given a lot of English Olympiads, and
Hmm.
compared to my other heavier subjects,
Hmm.
English tests are easy to give.
Okay. I have a similar opinion about them. Cool. So let's see what I can do to help you overcome this fear, not a fear, anxiousness regarding the English tests. Okay, moving on. These are
What can
some
I do
common
with this?
tests that occur usually, and you might be taking one of these, especially IELTS. That's the most common one because it's accepted in over 140 countries throughout the world. PTE is the second one. Anyone knows the full form of PTE? Come on, please unmute. PTE, what is the full form? No? IELTS, what does IELTS mean? तुक्का मारो कम से कम.
International English Language Testing System.
Thank you. Did you search this or you knew it?
Yeah, this one I knew. I don't know the PTE one.
Okay. PTE is the Pearson Test of English. Okay. Duolingo is a very popular app that is used for learning a second language, and it was accepted a while ago by universities also for the English aspect. TOEFL is somewhat rare. Some universities in US accept this, but they also accept IELTS. So we usually go with IELTS. Okay, moving on. These are some countries that accept the IELTS test, and these are the most popular study destinations: Canada, UK, Ireland, US, Australia, New Zealand. These are some countries that people usually prefer for studies. Okay, moving on. Now this is the format of the IELTS test. This is how it is conducted. You begin with listening. It has 40 questions which are covered in 30 minutes. Now, how does this work? You are wearing headphones and an audio starts playing in the background. And based on the audio, you answer some questions which are there on your screen or on your booklet, depending on the exam you take. Right? If you take the computer based test, everything happens on the screen. Right? Some types of questions are multiple choice, diagram labeling, sentence completion, summary completion. These are some questions that are asked in the listening test. Okay. Then comes the reading part. This is the first test which takes 1 hour, 60 minutes to complete, and it also has 40 questions. Now this one comes with three long passages, right? And based on those passages, you have to answer some questions, and the types are shared here: multiple choice questions, sentence completion, summary completion, matching features, and matching headings. Karan, any questions about the format? All right. What are you looking at?
with the screen,
Which screen? Phone screen or laptop?
laptop.
Okay, please pay attention here.
Got it.
Moving on, writing. There are two tasks, 60 minutes, two questions. Uh, Hold on just a second. Um, guys, is my screen visible? Can you see the format? Yeah, all right. So two writing tasks. The first task is a graph, a pie chart or a bar graph or a line graph which is given. I'll show you an example in a while. And you need to analyze that and compare some important parts of the graph. That's for the first task. And the second is the essay. You are given a question and based on the question you note down some thoughts and you compare things with each other, you share your suggestions, and that's how the essay is written. Now this is again 60 minutes. I suggest everyone that you try completing it within 50 minutes so that you get 10 minutes to check for grammatical errors and the interpretation so that you don't leave anything that leave any errors that could have been avoided. And speaking finally, there are three parts which takes around 15 to 20 minutes to complete. I'll share some examples in the upcoming slides. Any questions regarding the format until now? Naisha, can't see you.
Actually, I have to leave because I have my class.
Okay, so Naisha, I think I've already shared the mock test with you. I request you to try it as soon as possible and share the answers with me.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah, thank you. Tejas, any questions?
No.
Okay.
So far, no question.
All right. Now moving on. This is how it is scored. These are some band scores. The 7, 8, and 9. These are the scores that you should aim for. 7 is a good user. 8 is a very good user, and 9 is an expert user. Aim for 9, and even if the test goes bad, you still end up scoring somewhere around an 8 or an 8.5. Yeah, you can read the line given here. Expert user has fully operational command of the language, appropriate, accurate, and fluent with complete understanding. Always aim for this. Yeah. Okay, now let's get deeper into the questions. Listening. So as you see on the screen, look, read this instruction. Write one word and or a number for each answer. So when the test starts, you are wearing headphones, the audio starts playing, and based on the audio, you note down some answers, whatever you feel is right. But make sure you either write a word or a number or one word and a number. That's how this one works. Yeah, but the instructions can change for the questions, so you need to pay attention to the instructions for every question type. This is only for section 1. There are 4 sections like this one. Okay, any questions regarding listening? Okay, moving on. Reading. Now what you see on the screen is one paragraph out of an entire passage. The passage is around 2 pages long, 1.5 to 2 pages long, and based on the passage you need to answer some questions. You see this is a type of question, list of descriptions. So can anyone tell me what we need to do here? Please read the question and help me understand.
In the following question, like there's been given list of descriptions, right? So I think these are such features of these specific people, like the specific characters in the passage, is it? So we need to match it accordingly to the characters?
Yes. So yes, these descriptions are describing the people or some statements that these people said in the passage. Now what you will do is you will go through the passage to find out which person said what and connect the descriptions accordingly. That's how this works. And this is actually similar to what you currently do in school, but this requires a little more critical reading so that you go in depth and you don't miss some important information. Okay, so this is about reading. This is one question type, and there are a few more like you complete the summary or you answer true, false, or not given. There are some other types which you can try in the mock test. Okay, now moving on. This is the first writing task. Writing also takes 1 hour. This one is for it's written 20 minutes, but you can take longer if needed. and task 1 carries 33% of the weightage, while task 2 is for 67%. Okay, so task 1, have a look and let me know if you have any questions, if you don't understand anything that's given here. We see a bar chart, percentage of Australian men and women in different age groups who did regular physical activity in 2010. And you need to summarize this information by selecting and reporting the main features. Can anyone tell me what are main features?
Like the maximum, minimum was changed.
Yes, Ranveer, that's the right answer. So as we can see here, 53.3 is the maximum, 52.8 is the second. Sorry, 53 is the second, 52.8 is the third. Then comparing minimums, 39.5. So these are some critical pieces of information that you need to pull out and compare with each other, right? So I will of course share a format later on when you are about to try it. But this is how the first task looks like. Okay, any questions about task 1, writing task 1? There's one important instruction, write at least 150 words. Now, what do you think is the upper limit? Can we write 250 words, 300 words? Come on, come on. Any answer will do. What should be the upper limit?
300.
All right. Any other guesses?
I think it's 300 as well. I think it must be 300 at least.
Sorry,
No,
how much?
300. I'll go with 300.
Okay. All right. So, sorry, both of you are wrong. It should stay till 170, 180. It's suggested that you don't even touch 200, and that is because the examiner is also analyzing on how concisely you are presenting your thoughts. Because if you go up to 300, it's quite possible you might repeat some information, which is unnecessary, right? So you just pull out the important parts and share them without repeating anything in the best possible manner, keeping it as concise as possible. Now, similarly, there is the task 2, but it has the upper limit of 250 words. For this task also, you keep the upper limit of 270, 280. Try not to touch 300 as well. Okay, go through the question and let me know if you have any doubts. Done? Okay, now tell me who all like task 1 more than task 2? Who all like the graph more than the essay? You can just type in the chat box T1 or T2. Which one do you like more? Come on, task 1 or task 2? Part 1, Ranveer, okay. Ayushi T2, Nandini T1, alright. Karan? T2, okay. Now I'll need your reason. Why do you like T2, Karan?
They have more time to complete this task.
Okay. So does more time mean that it's easier?
Yeah.
Not really, because here you have to type more, right? More than the previous one.
But still, sir, so having an idea takes time. Typing takes less time as compared to thinking.
So Tejas has shared graph analysis is quicker and in my opinion a bit more simpler. Now you do have a point here, Tejas, that the graph gives you some piece of data that you just need to pick and share. But for the essay, you'll need to brainstorm, pull out some ideas, and then you'll need to present them. So yes, this one requires more thinking. Now it totally depends on what you like, but I'll suggest you try it out in order to gain more clarity. Okay, so this is about the writing test. Any questions about the writing test?
So for the second task, what's the upper limit? 300?
270 to 280. Try not to touch 300.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this an easy question to answer? The population of some countries includes
Yeah.
a relatively large number of young adults compared with the number of older people. Advantages, disadvantages. Do you think this will be very easy to answer?
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
call it easy, but I think we'll be judged for some words or some terms which we might use. But I think in such questions, I think the flow of thoughts are a little too, I would say, analytical. It requires a lot of analytical reasons to be written. So I
Right,
think
right.
that is,
So, yes, please go ahead.
no, it requires a lot of analytical skills and everything to be written. So that's why it's in the middle, I would say. It's not very easy, it's not very difficult.
Okay, all right. So you will understand the real picture only when you try it. But here's an important part. This is this statement that you see below the question will be constant throughout all types of questions, and this actually matters way more than anything else. You need to give reasons for your answer, why you think what you think, and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. Now, this means I'll just come back to you, Ranveer. This means that without the examples, your answer is incomplete. If you just share your thoughts or your knowledge and don't include an example to reinforce your thoughts, you won't get a good score, right? So this is not only about gyan sharing, it's about instances, it's about anecdotes, why you feel this way and why you don't feel the other way. Okay, so without examples, it's very difficult to get a good score. Yes, Ranveer.
For questions like these, you have to be like either fully like pro it or fully against, or can you like say like kind of both?
Okay, so there's another question type which is agree or disagree. Now, in that case, you can pick one side. But here, do the advantages of this situation outweigh the disadvantages? So here you can compare. For example, if you think there are two advantages of this situation, but only one disadvantage, you can mention all three and share that the advantages actually outweigh the disadvantages. So you can share both sides. Any other questions? Any questions about the writing test? Nandini, you haven't shared anything in a while now.
No, not so far.
Okay, great. So now I'll move forward to the speaking part. Okay, sorry, I had this one thing to share. Why is the writing test conducted? To check or analyze your skills on four parameters. These are the four parameters. First is the task response, which means are you thinking in the right direction? For example, the question was about older people and younger people, and you need to focus your answer only on these two aspects, not on anything else. Then comes the lexical resources. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of lexical resources? Lexical, have you heard this word before? No? So this is the vocabulary that you use. Okay, and it's suggested that you try to use around 20% of uncommon words in the entire write-up. Okay, not more than that, 20%, but use them well, use them in the right place. That gives you an edge over the other examiners, other candidates. Then is the coherence and cohesion. Can anyone tell me what coherence means?
How your writing like flows.
Yes, yes. So how you have structured your ideas and how they are related to each other. Okay. And finally, grammatical range and accuracy. Now, grammatical accuracy, I'm sure all of you know that your sentences should be error free. And of course, the punctuations should be used in the right places. Spelling errors should not be there. So that's the grammatical accuracy. Grammatical range means the type of sentences that you are using. Simple sentences or complex or compound, what type of sentences you are using. If you just use simple sentences, you will lose out marks on grammatical range. So it's suggested that you use a mixture of compound and complex more than the simple. Yeah. Any questions about the parameters? No? All right. Now finally, speaking. Karan, I can't see you again. Yes, thank you. Okay, speaking. This is divided into three parts, and this is the first part. The examiner asks you about yourself, your home, work or studies and other familiar topics. It's totally related to what you do in your regular life. All right. And there can be questions. So here you see a topic of reading, but it can range from topics like your home, family, hobbies, habits, or things that you are studying, things that you are working on, things you love to do when you are with friends. So it can be about any personal topic. This is an icebreaker of sorts, because for personal things you won't need to think a lot. You will just have the answers ready on the top of your mind, and you'll just form a bond with the examiner because you are talking about something very personal to you, right? So there are around 10 to 12 questions regarding your personal life in part 1. Okay, then comes part 2. Now before you read what's in the box, I want you to read what's on the right side. Understood? So you need to make some notes here based on what the topic is. The examiner will give you this question on a piece of paper, and based on what you understand, you will get 1 minute to make some notes about the given topic. Okay? Any questions about it? All right. Now, do remember that you need to speak for 2 minutes continuously. The examiner will not interrupt you in between. This is a monologue. Only you will be talking, right? So that's why you need to prepare your notes accordingly. You should have some backup ideas also ready in case your primary ideas run out. Okay, so I think I'll suggest 6 to 8 ideas you should write down in total, and try to use or wrap up the entire thing in 3 or 4 ideas. Go in depth about the topics and try not to cover all of them. Add examples, add stories from your own life.
Will we have like a timer in front of us to show how much time we have left?
Yes, the examiner will be timing you, and as soon as the time is up, the examiner will stop you in between.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's suggested that you keep talking till the examiner stops you. Otherwise, they might feel that you have run out of ideas or you don't have the next word. So, these things. Now, finally comes the part 3. This is an extension of part 2. Okay, here is the part 3. This is an extension of part 2, which means that the same topic is continued, but the examiner will ask you 5 or 6 questions regarding the same topic. Okay. The difference here is that these questions require elaboration. You need to share at least 6 to 8 lines, or your answers should have at least one example so that you can go in depth about the entire topic. Yeah, that's about part 3. 5 to 6 questions regarding the same topic. Now, what is analyzed in your speaking test? These 4 parameters. First is fluency and coherence. Second is lexical resource, again the vocabulary. Third is grammatical range and accuracy. And fourth is pronunciation. Any questions about it? Now this is a lot of text on the slide. You can take a screenshot if you need to read all of it. This is good information. And of course, I'll take you through these parameters when you begin the sessions also. Okay, any questions about the speaking test? Tejas? All good? Alright, so guys, that was the end of the entire IELTS test. I have already shared these 4 parameters. Why is the speaking test conducted? And when is it conducted? When you book the test, it depends on the availability of the examiner, but it usually happens on the same day as listening, reading and writing, and takes up to 20 minutes to complete. So they are recording the entire test. It's not a video recording, it's an audio recording. And of course, they are also timing it alongside. Now, any questions regarding the entire IELTS test? The floor is open for questions, please.
Yes, I actually had a question.
Yes.
So how long does it take to prepare for an IELTS test? Just the preparation.
All right. So very good question, Ayushi, because there are a lot of things that keep you occupied at school, and it gets difficult to prepare for the IELTS test alongside. But here's a thing that can give you some assurance. I only need a maximum of 15 days to help you prepare for this. A maximum of 15 days. It can get covered in 7 days as well, but I'll suggest you pull out 15 days where you devote 2 to 3 hours to practicing for the IELTS test. That's all the time that you need to prepare for IELTS in order to score around the band 8.
When is the IELTS test?
It's conducted every day. It just depends on when you need to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And other than this, what resources are there online that I can use?
So the best study material is provided by Cambridge English, and Cambridge is also the institute which prepares the IELTS test. Yeah, so they have a set of books which are prepared using the old question papers, and I only use that material to help you with your preparation. Yes.
So we
Yeah.
need to give our IELTS exam in a particular center, right?
Yes, you need to visit that center and take it. So it's available in all cities, and the IDP website has the list of centers available.
The ID?
IDP.
IDP.
Yes. So I'll help you with that because that comes later. First is the preparation part. Now, any questions regarding the preparation, feel free to ask.
During the actual test, will we be able to use our own laptop or will they provide a laptop?
No. That's why you visit the center, Ranveer, because they have their own desktops available and their own headphones. You are not even allowed to use your phone over there.
Okay.
Nandini, Karan, any questions? Tejas? All right. So now I'll hand over to Disha. She will help you understand the PTE test, Pearson Test of English. Disha, let me know whenever you want me to change the slides, and feel free to ask questions to all of them so that they understand each and every part of the test. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. How are you? You all are tired. Good evening. So, low with the energy part? Yes, everyone. So, just buck up your belts and let's move to the PT part. So, how many of you feel that you are tech savvy? Yes. Ranveer, Tejas, Ayushi, Karan. How many of you feel that you are tech savvy? No response? Why?
I think they are all comfortable with technology, so that's something that is not a concern for them, and that's why they should be very comfortable with this test also.
Sir, one question. I need to come right back, sir.
Sure.
I just need to-
Sure.
Okay, so why I asked this question, because in IELTS you have preference to either appear for pen-based or computer-based, but in PT you have no choice left with. You have to only appear on the computer screens. Okay, this is the one major difference between IELTS and PT, where you will be having no liability to choose from any of the two options. Okay, and how many of you feel that you are good in typing? Ranveer, great. Ayushi, what about you? You are also great. Karan, Tejas, Fatima, great. Karan? Okay. So Fatima, what about you?
Disha, Fatima is part of the study visa team. She is not a student.
Okay, so here in PT, why you have to be good in typing? Because when it comes to the writing section, you have to be top notch in your typing speed. Because you have to think and you have to write. So these were the two major concerns in PT that you need to take into consideration. Okay, firstly, you should be adaptable to the computer screen and you should be adaptable towards the typing part. Okay, done. So let's move. So PT is known as Pearson Testing of English, where you will be having the basic 4 modules, that is reading, listening, writing and speaking. But what is the major difference? Here the major difference is that there will be a collaboration of 2 modules, that will be speaking and writing. Okay, where you will be getting 8 part of questions. Fine, where they will be asking you in first part that you have to introduce yourself, where you will be given this part is not being utilized or this part is not being marked out. Okay, So the next part is reading the short text aloud, where they will be speaking one sentence and you have to read that aloud. Okay, the text will be given in front of you and you have to speak. Then the third part will be listen and repeat. They will be presenting or they will be speaking one of the sentence and you have to speak that sentence as it is. The more accurately you will be speaking this sentence, the more you will be getting scores in speaking and writing. And there is one catch. Here the scores are collectively being marked out. As if you will be speaking, the score will be calculated towards your writing section as well. So these are the major differences. Now next comes to describe what you see. You will be seeing an image on your computer screen and you will be given some seconds to speak. So you have to explain that particular image and you have to demonstrate as much as possible you can tell. So the fifth part will be retell a short lecture, where they will be giving you a lecture and you have to give a summarized form. Then there will be answer a question, which is known as sixth part, where you will be given one question and the questions are being related to the general knowledge part. They will not be judging your knowledge, but they will be the things based upon the things that you are observing on your daily basis. So that's why they will be asking you one question where you have to answer that question in one line. Then there will be summarization in one sentence, where they will be giving you some small paragraph that you have to summarize in one particular sentence. This is known as seventh part. And the eighth part is a writing essay, where you have to be good in your typing speed. Okay, that's why I asked who are the ones who feel that they are good in their typing speed. Okay, so any queries in speaking and writing tasks? Yes, any query, Ranveer, Tejas, Ayushi? Yes, Ayushi?
Ma'am, for the seventh one, summarize in one sentence. So what do we need to summarize actually?
They will be giving you a small paragraph. As we used to write, we have to summarize. Suppose they have given you one big passage. They can ask you what is the title of that passage. So that will be that you have to summarize that particular passage or sentence. There might be 3 to 5 sentences, or it can be of 7 to 8 paragraphs that you have to summarize in one sentence. Okay? Done. So may I have the next slide, please? Okay. Now, PT, what is the reading task? It will be very much similar to IELTS, but here you will be having the ability to fill in the blanks, where they will be giving you some options to complete that particular paragraph. Okay? And in second part, you will be having the answer to multiple choice question. A big paragraph will be given to you in front of screen on the right side, and on the left side, you have the list of questions which you have to solve. Okay? The screen will be split into 2 parts. Fine. Now next coming to rearrangement part, where they will be giving you some sentences that will not be in the similar order, but you have to rearrange the orders and you have to make a sentence which has proper meaning. Okay. Now coming to fill in the gaps. This is the part where they will be judging your reading skills at topmost priority, because you will be given in the paragraph and there will be the filling in the passages where you have to fill that particular gap with accurate word formation so that line has complete and accurate formation. Okay, any query till fourth part? Yes. Now coming to the last one, that is read and understand the text. You will be given the paragraph and you have to understand the text where they will be giving you certain questions. You have to answer those questions. Okay. Any query in reading section? Anyone? Ranveer, Tejas, Karan, Ayushi? No?
How much time do we have for each section?
Sorry?
How much time do we have for each section?
They will be giving you time. Suppose you will be having 40 minutes for speaking and writing. Okay? The screen will be displaying that timer. So 40 minutes will be for speaking and writing.
And reading?
Reading will be of 25 minutes. Okay? Done. Now coming to the listening part. Here, this is the part where you will be based upon your concentration level. Suppose they will be giving you summarize the spoken text. Here you have to be very good in making notes. How many of you feel that you are good in making notes whenever you are listening to any particular lecture? Yes. Please raise your hands. Ranveer, Ayushi, what about you?
I mean, I do write down all the points which is being taught to us in the class and everything, but it's a little messy, so I don't think that
But they will not be judging your handwriting here.
But like we'll be
the
using
one-
our laptops and the digital.
No, they will be providing you with a sheet where you will be making down or penning down your notes. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. So it's the only you who will be looking at those notes. Okay. The examiner will not have that opportunity. Okay. And what about Tejas and Karan?
I do take no. Yes, I also take notes in the class, but I say they're fine. My notes are fine.
Okay. And what about you, Karan?
Yes, ma'am.
So are you good in making notes?
Not really.
Okay. But no worries. Here it should not be like you have that top-notch skills. Okay. With medium skills, you can make notes. So here they will be speaking one text. You have to note as much as you can make that particular note, and you have to summarize that spoken text in your own wording. Okay. Done. Now coming to the next, multiple choice, where they will be showing you one video screen, and there is a one liner given at the end of the question, and there one will be beep sound, where you have to fill that particular line according to the image or the video that you have observed. Okay, this is the one. These are two questions that will be coming in the listening part, and the second one is multiple choice, where you will be choosing one correct answer, and here we will be using the elimination method. Okay, now coming to the next, it will be filling in the blanks. Here you have to fill in the gaps which are given in front of the screen. Then next is the highlight correct summary, where they will be speaking and you have to highlight the correct summary part. Now this is the one that I was speaking of, single answer and multiple choice answer. In single answer, you will be giving a video where you will be listening to that video, and at the end of the video, they will be displaying a beep sound, and you have to fill that particular line. Now next is select missing word. So you have to select the missing word at the end of the video that you will be listening. These are the two type of questions which you have to pay a very much clear concentration attention. Now highlight incorrect words. Coming to the next one, here they will be giving you a paragraph and some wrong words are being displayed there. While they will be speaking, you have to match those particular words and you have to highlight the ones which are being mentioned incorrect in the test. Coming to the last part, it is a writing form of dictation, where you will be having an opportunity to listen to that particular word and you have to write that word as they have spoken. Okay? So any doubts or any questions in listening section? Yes? Anyone? No? Okay. Now moving to the next part.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes,
So
Ayushi?
last one, write from dictation. So again, there'll be some speech which should be spoken by someone or by the laptop or something. So do we need to write it down or type it
No,
down?
the person will be, there are two formations. They can even speak one line and you have to write that particular line in the similar formation.
Okay.
Okay,
Like
the
write
more
it down.
accurately you will be writing, the more you will be getting that marks. Okay, and dictation, there is a one more formation where word will be spoken and you have to write that similar word. Okay?
Okay.
Done. Okay, so now here the testing system is based upon points. That means you will be getting points from 10 to 90 duration. As in IELTS, there are 9 bands for similar is here, but you will be displayed on the screen with the 10 to 90 points. This is totally based upon AI, no human intervention. Okay, this test is purely being checked by AI. Okay, so that means you have the liability to just express your communication skills and enabling skills, to demonstrate your grammatical parts, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Here, the marks are not just based upon one single module. All the modules are being taken into the consideration throughout the 4 parameters that we have discussed: speaking and writing, reading, and listening. Okay?
Thank you, Disha. I think you have explained it quite brilliantly, and I think everyone understood what you have shared with them. Ayushi, Ranveer, Tejas, Karan, any questions regarding the PTE test?
Is it comparatively easier than IELTS? I think it's a little tough.
No, not at all. The time they require might be different, like the duration of the test will be different, but you need to pay due efforts to both of them. I suggest 15 days you pull out for both of them individually. Yeah. In your case, you will be appearing for the IELTS. We have just shared information about the PT because it's a quite popular option these days, but IELTS will be your first preference.
Thank you for mentioning that, Shiva. I was just about to jump in and tell everybody that I am also getting a few messages on which one to give. So I see there's no choice, but obviously depends on the kind of university you are applying. But we, like Shiva said, rightly said, that we'll be focusing more on IELTS, and then of course PT can be another option. But even if it is an option, please know that similar kind of rigorous training is required for both or every other English proficiency test. And Shiva, do you want to add more? Is there something that is pending?
Not pending, but yes, thank you for sharing that. Both of these tests require at least 2 hours of preparation per day. Yeah, so you take out 15 days for these tests, and if you are putting in diligent efforts, I can guarantee you that you will be prepared within 10 to 12 days also. But of course, you have to be regular with the preparation.
Absolutely, and we have many students in the class who scored 8.5, 8, 9 also. So it's not a big problem. It's just that you have to give proper understanding and proper timings to this particular test. And then of course, scores are not a problem if you're putting in your hard work. And of course, Shiva here and the team, Disha, everybody are giving their best, and they have given us the best results. So please rest assured, if you're giving your 100%, you will get that in return as well. And Shiva and Disha, thank you so much for this elaborate session. I'm very sure it will be very useful for all our students. And of course, they can make up their mind in the next coming 2-3 months and decide which test they're going to go for. And then in the coming few months, they can start their preparations as well before they start applying for the next year.
Thank you, Namrata. I'll just end with this note. I'll in fact share that don't take this as an English test. Consider this as a test that enhances your communication skills, which will be used throughout your life, not just in college, even while you're working or starting a business or whatever you do in your life. Even when you run a family, of course, you need to communicate with them in order to have a peaceful relationship. So focus on your communication skills. Don't just take this as a test. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shiva, Disha. Thank you so much for sharing your points and viewpoints on this. And of course, thank you all the participants for joining and staying till the end of the session. Fatima, thank you as well. And now we'll meet you in the next session. You have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, guys.